Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and potentially good night. It is I, your host, Jerry Magus. I decided to just do it. My brain this morning, all last night, since the update is brilliant. Right, roll it back. Last night, Project Zomboid, the Indie Stone, dropped an update 42.11, and honestly, great changes, some awesome fixes, some awesome additions, but really missing the mark on some of the things I'm going to explain in a second. And that's because of me a little bit of anxiety and a bit, and it's causing my the usual rubbish to happen in my brain, where something comes along, something changes, and I get that sudden, how to explain it? It's just a switch in my brain, and it can get flicked. Yeah, the switch gets flicked. But I tried to, I held on to that switch with all my might, and I'm hoping that it hasn't flicked. I'm hoping that the switch hasn't flicked. It shouldn't have flicked. It should be fine. But basically, what's happened is Indie Stone have released a new system for drying in the game. Now, while this might be, small beans to some people, and it's like, oh, get a grip, Bacchus. Get a grip. Like I said, while it might be small beans to some, I find it very hard to deal with those kinds of changes. Right? I find it very hard to deal with those kinds of changes. Because it's not the change itself, it's the fact that the change hasn't really been worked out before releasing. So it's like as if the game wasn't played and they just thought, let's just do this, and let's just do this really quick and dirty and have people deal with it. And I think to myself, yes, but no. That's not how we should be doing things. So I've been toiling with myself all night and all morning and stressing and whining about it and moaning about it and pissing about it. And honestly, it's frustrating because essentially it means that we can only dry one item at a time in a drying rack when it comes to drying an item, and it's going to take a long time. It can't get wet, and it needs to be indoors, and it needs to be heated. Right? It needs to be above, I think, 10 degrees or 15 degrees or whatever it is. So you have to put the drying racks inside, and you have to micromanage the fuel, because obviously the fuel in fires and fire pits and campfires and barbecues, there's only a maximum amount of fuel you could put in. So if you've got a drying rack that's going to take 7 days to dry one piece of leather, by the way, then you need to micromanage the fire to get the 7 days of drying time. So it sounds like Zomboid irritation. It is, but I'm trying my best. Good morning, Kush. Good morning, TJ. Thank you so much for the support over on the Twitch, over on YouTube, Kush. Really appreciate it. Get them watch hours in. We're only, let me check. How many hours? We are one subscriber away from hitting the 500 goal, and we only need 2,670 hours for the year. More hours. We've already got 329 hours for this year. Since we only started streaming last week, so we've already gained like 300 hours. So we should be done in a couple of months' time, and we'll be YouTube partner. How amazing is that? It's like, yeah. Cheese those hours. Cheese those. It's not cheese of the hours. It's a legitimate way of doing it. I mean, it means that I'm partnered with YouTube while streaming on YouTube. That's what it means. It's legitimate. It's part of the system. I've also got quite some watch hours on my music that I put up there, and a few of my other videos as well. So it's not just the live hours, but the live hours is just just as legitimate way of getting the partnership as any. Do you have any Twitch viewers watching twice? Yeah, fuck yeah. Support me. It's called us having a supportive community, Sutani. It's called having a supportive community. But yes, zomboid frustrations, and I'm trying to overcome these barriers in my mind, because if I am going to be a legitimate creator, I cannot have these kinds of barriers in my mind. I have to be Captain Business sometimes. I have to be able to put on the business cap and say, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. It's okay. It doesn't matter. And as hard as that is with my ADHD, I need to be able to do that sometimes, you know? Hello. Oh, hang on. Go ahead. Well, the thing is, though, I'm not being funny. What they should have said on the phone, they should have run us through a couple of things. Did you check the filter? No. Oh, yeah. Well, it was because we forgot to check the filter.
Was actually in a repair because he said the fact that they then you can cancel. But he said if thought we should have checked.
Well, yes, but it's, and like I said, if on the phone, they should run through step 1, 2, 3, 4 with us, because it was purely out of
confusion,
panic, and they should have said, you know, they should have had a couple. This is why businesses have these kinds of scenarios where they say, because they don't want to send someone out because it costs them lots of money, right? They should have a have you turned it on and off again? Have you opened and closed the door? You know, have you tried all the windows and closed all the doors? You know what I mean? Anyway, it is what it is at the end of the day.
It's either going to cost us, the first payment goes out £26. That money.
But will we then be able to add a new?
We have to do a new quote.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
All right. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Fair enough. No, it's all good, Satani. No, because everyone knows what's going on with the washing machine. It's been a bane in our fucking ass. It's like basically our washing machine made some horrible sounds, and in our panic, because we couldn't find the warranty information, in our panic in trying to get the details and the warranty information from the people before we actually got round to actually checking the machine ourselves, like the filter and stuff, we'd called them to say, you know, we can't find our warranty information. Can you get our warranty information? There's no warranty information. There's no record of us having done the warranty. So then they put a thing through, and then they booked us an engineer before we'd even, like, it had, like, how to explain it, like, we panicked because we didn't have our warranty date, like no record of registering our warranty. So we called them to find out, because we were going 2 steps ahead rather than following the flow, and they then didn't follow, like, you know, any form of, oh, have you checked 1, 2, 3, 4? So it's a compounded issue, and it just turned out that it was a filter issue. And when we said that, I thought, well, we checked the filter. No, we haven't checked the filter because we rang them first because we couldn't find our warranty, you know. So I can tell. I saw your jaw clenching a bit there. Yeah, it's frustrating because it costs money that we just don't have at the moment. You know, we don't have the money at the moment. Anyway, back to Zomboid. So what was I saying? Yeah, so basically they've added drying racks. drying racks are going to be a pain in the ass at the moment because they've now locked it to 1 item per drying rack, which is frustrating as all hell. And it's just one of them things, man. It's one of them things, you know? It's nothing can be done. It just goes to show, though, that they don't actually play their game in any... Indiestone don't seem to play their game in any grand... In any playable way, you know? One knows what it's been. Misery. Worry. Time for a zillion dry. Well, that's the thing, though. It's so stupid because it's not just the fact that you can only add 1 drying rack per, right? That's not the issue here. The biggest issue is because you have to. That is the biggest issue. Only one item per drying rack is the biggest issue because that's also compounded by the fact that drying racks then are there's conditions that the drying rack will work in. It won't work under cold. It'll be significantly slowed under cold conditions, and it will be stopped under freezing conditions, and it will also be stopped when it's wet. So you have to build a drying rack inside. You have to have it above a certain degrees. I think it's above 10 or 15 degrees. So you have to have those 2 conditions have to be met in order for the drying rack to function, right? But because you can only add 1 item per drying rack, if you want, and it takes 24 hours. For example, it takes with leather, it's not so bad. With leather, it's not so bad. Leather sits on the floor and it stays there forever and it doesn't go up. When you're talking about food that rots, like wheat, for example, if you can only add 1 sheaf to a drying rack, and you have, say, I don't know, we have 14 crop plots. We have 14 crop plots, which is likely going to be if it was 2 sheafs we're not going to get 2 sheafs. It's probably going to be 5 between 3 and 6 sheafs per plot, hopefully. But say it was 2 sheafs per plot, so that's 30 sheafs, right? I would need 30 racks, and every rack. If you see the size of the drying racks required to dry wheat sheaves, I would need 30 drying racks to dry the sheaves within a 24-hour window. But I would also need those to be indoors, so I would need an indoor space for those racks. And on top of that, I would need to have the temperature, so I would need to micromanage multiple fires or stone ovens in order to get that, because the electric ovens don't give out heat, right? So most of it will spoil before it dries. If you don't have 30 racks, you can't dry the wheat. Heating to cover that entire space. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying, right? So the intention is great. Like but the execution is incredibly bad. Like, I love the idea. I love the premise. I love the thought because it opens the door for huge changes to the crafting and potentials for future potentials for passive crafting and passive well, just lots and lots of different things. Automation, right? It adds potentials for future automation for various different things. Adding automatic machines that do automatics, things like that. But it also adds things for the future for NPCs and stuff like that as well. I can see the system they're trying to build, but incredibly poor execution. Incredibly poor. Growing window 30 days, grow time total 30 days. It's like some plants the growing period is too tight to not get cursed plants. Growing window 30 days, grow time total days 30 days. Total time 30 days. Grow time total 30 days, yeah. Hello, warehouse base. Yeah, but that's the thing. They need it to work like a cooker. Yes. Yes. I would say that would be a better system. I would say that would be a better system. So the drying system would be, instead of be cooking, it would be drying. You plonk it in and it goes drying. That would be a, you know what, that would be a 10 million times better system. You know, add fuel, maybe. You add fuel as well. You could have it add fuel, I don't know. But I get what they're trying to achieve, and I like the idea, I like the premise, but the execution is incredibly bad. So I'm gonna jump in. This is gonna convert us. Oh, shut the front door. I forgot. Damn it. Oh! Well, there you are then. I forgot to unload the mods. So... they pushed the mechanic too early, basically, I think. Yeah. Yeah, but this is what frustrates me about this, is that, you know, I don't want to badmouth. I don't like bad-mouthing, but if you're going to add things like this, you need, if you're going to add features and change features like this, you need to play your game. You need to play your game from the context of from the perspective of a player that's been in the game. You need to have had your drying racks as they were, and you need to consider how many plots and items players are going to be harvesting and thus needing to dry at any one moment. 24 hours is an acceptable drying time for plants. I accept that. I think that's fine. 7 days for leather, absolutely fine. I think that's fine. But why is it now a chore? It shouldn't be a chore. It should be fun. It should be fun. And if you're going to add a passive element like this and a time-based element like this, there needs to be a purpose and it needs to be fun. It's definitely not fun sitting there drying 30 items by hand for half a day. It's definitely fun to drop some items in and let them dry over a day. But it's not fun to have to build 30 drying racks indoors with 30 fires and micromanaging those fires over a 24-hour period to get the maximum amount of drying time. Right? Right. Let's check mods. We need to make sure that... yeah. Also, they now have two different crafting windows. One crafting windows is from the what can I craft window, and the other crafting window is the crafting window that you bring up when you want to craft something. Just have one crafting window, and that crafting window shows you all the recipes and requires a station. So if I was to open the crafting window and I click on my metalworking and I'll click on my blacksmithing and I click on forge nails, I can see, oh, requires primitive forge. Okay, cool. I walk over to my primitive forge. Boom. There it comes. It's there. I can craft it now. That's how the crafting should work. I don't know why they've got... they need to... consistency, consolidate. They need to bring it together. They need to work it. But at the same time, again, I get the need for different crafting. I get the different for different stations to have different recipes and things like that. And I like now that they're actually going towards being able to see crafting recipes without having to look at a station or be in a station. So you can now see all crafting recipes with the what can I craft, right? That's why I've removed this mod, by the way, because that's already in the game now, and it's a better system in the game. Hopefully there'll be more and more in the game. Everything else seemed to work. I'm not sure about this. I think this might be broken, but we have to see. So let's play. Bugbear, good morning. How you doing? Season equals growing window. Ah, no, okay. I see what you mean. I put down my half payment for the commission to get the PNG tuber bottle. Nice one, dude. Nice. Are there mods that are broke now? There were a couple of mods that were causing some errors. I can't remember which ones they were. I just disabled some of them. The what can I craft one, I think is probably slightly broken as well. Still need to start a new run, dude. I'm so sad for you for that run, but honestly, what a good run though. What a good run considering you were doing 0-0 to hero. Traitless 0 to hero. That's crazy. I know maps have been busted since 42.10 for me. Island Z. The island map seemed to work. That was a fun map. But yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying my hardest not to be, negative Nelly. And I'm trying my hardest not to let that switch flick in my mind because, it's a game. I'm wearing unstable. Shit's gonna go bang, and I have to deal with that. You saw how many rabbits I had. I was just hand catching. I was already starting a fishing grind. It was a great attempt. Yeah, dude. Fishing is back up there now. Fishing's back to being viable. Fish you actually get fish that are worth fishing now. Which is good news. Did we say Chum was level 5 fishing? That's gonna be a slog because we don't have inventive. I wish we'd taken inventive with Columbus. Inventive is so underrated. It is long term. It's a waste of points, but it is so good when you don't have those recipes, right? Because I don't think you can learn. Can you learn Chum from a? Actually, you can learn Chum from a book, can't you? You can actually learn Chum from a book. So there is that. Yeah. Right, let's get the trash out. Oh, hang on. Let's drop this off. And we will unequip our bandana. Get this in our pencil case. Chum is a very good resource. Don't know if you can research it sooner. You can't research it, no, unfortunately. Oh, matchbook. That's the first. That's the first. I haven't foraged a matchbook in ever. A cold pack, and we'll leave that there. I don't need no cold pack. Right. Manifest, chat. How to use generators from our lucky pile. How to use generators from our lucky pile. You ready? Here it comes. Here it comes. Damn. A red light bulb, though. That's cool. I'm gonna leave the plank there. No. No. Just the shadows on the... Oh, a toolbox. Very cool. Me like it. Still scrounging for that Jenny mag. Such a scrounger. God, I haven't heard that word in a long time. The red light bulb is symbolic. Oh, a sack of dirt. And welding rods? Damn, son. That's not a bad thing. Red light, no magazine here. I've started ignoring things I don't really want or need to forage as well. If they're not the items that I'm really looking for, like constantly getting these, I've started ignoring them. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if you actually I don't know. I don't know if finding something and collecting something alters the foraging bounty. Trash Santa making deposits, indeed. Oh, we have a friend. A suitcase? Hilarious. And a door hinge. Lol. Oh, hiking footwear. Okay. Oh. In that bag. I shall take the suitcase, and I shall take the magazine. I don't need the rest. And stop the rock. Oh yeah, I've stopped discarding items. Because the items disappear. Discarding is only really useful, I think, for XP. So, but I'm not entirely 100% sure on that. What is this over here? What is this over here? Hello? Ah. Stop the rock. Can't stop the rock. I can't stop. Wood glue, honestly, yeah. Also, have you seen this? This is a nice addition. They've finally added stuff. They've set the colors now to red for the can't do this. And there's a comb. Paranoia, dancing like Madonna into the movie. If you paranoia, dancing like Madonna into the movie. A blue light bulb. Going to ignore the beer bottle. What's this? A short dress. Suck my balls. Interestingly enough, still no clay. Which fascinates me. Oh, another cooking pot. Yeah, another cooking pot. That's the third cooking pot in 2 days. Is the generator mag under the trash? God, I hope so. Oh, also, amphoras now, only newly built, of course, amphoras can be opened, which is pretty huge. Come on. You can't stop. So, my automation for YouTube titles seemed to work this morning. So, fingers crossed, I fixed it. I think all literature is in the trash category. I think so as well, yeah. Imagine if GemMag is just the friends you made along the way. If I get the generator mag, so that I can start pumping, so that I can start hauling freezers home, I won't be too sad. Because what it basically will mean is that I can freeze my wheat, right? I'll be able to freeze I'll be able to freeze the stuff that I get from agriculture. My distaste, the sour taste in my mouth is the amount of time that I've been spending on my farm just to have it all go to shit with the drying rack stage. You know? That's my only bugbear. Ho, 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 sometimes I get a little feeling. Stay down. I don't know why I stomped there, but how you guys doing anyway? Listen, how you guys doing? Outside of my woes. Outside of my first world gaming woes. How's everything going? I tried Agri, so nearly all things died, even when I followed the wiki and such, but I guess rat rate night is cold, kills many veggies. Yes and no. So rat race does have the ability to maintain vegetables, but you have to maintain the water and you have to harvest them when they're ready, otherwise they will die. Also, any crops that start with the unhealthy tag, so that start with low health, likely won't last the full length or the full duration of their time unless they're cold hardy. And you can't see diseases and make cures until later on, so yeah. Right, watching the King of the Hill reboot. A reboot of King of the Hill? Want some chuckle out of it? Wait a minute, King of the Hill reboot? Oh my goodness. Doing good. Had a weekend in nature with the family and rested. Oh, dude, that's fun. That's fantastic. That is, you know, that's... We all could do with that sometimes. Revival, not a reboot. Oh, okay, the revival. Alright, alright. That's better. I was wondering. They seem to be rebooting everything these days. When I say that you won't leave me, don't you want me? I know that I can believe it when I say that you won't leave me. That's right. You'll never change it back, or we will both be sorry. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh, oh. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh. In a cocktail bar, that much is true. Leaving a much better place, even with or without you. I still love you. Can I put this on top of the... Oh, I can. Look at that. Yeah. Toolbox on top of the... Toolbox on top. Boom, baby. Don't you want me? We put all the screwdrivers in there. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh. Screwdrivers and batteries. There we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Kaylee! Greetings from the pool on Tenerife. Look at you living the high life. Cheers, mate. Get that holiday vibe, man. Get that holiday vibe. Fuck yeah. Get it, though. A suitcase. A suitcase. A beautiful, beautiful suitcase. A beautiful suitcase next to my umbrella. That's perfect. Can I extend a 3D play? Oh, I can 3D placement with a suitcase. Hold. Can we rotate the suitcase? This is incredibly cool. Look at that. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Look at professional. I'm having my hot girl summer. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Oh, we standing now? We standing? You making me stand? So rude. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Hopefully we don't break anything. Let's see. Ups we goes. Oh god, it's like I'm in Blender. I love the advanced placement, honestly. I love that they've got an in-game 3D placement thing. So that you can place things like that. That makes me incredibly happy. As it's the little things, chat. It's the little things, you know? Or so I keep telling myself. It's the little things that matter. Did I make you dance? First you're gonna make me stand, then you're gonna make me dance. I'm staying alive. Oh yeah. Somebody help me, yeah. Ooh. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. I'm kicked around since I was born, but that's alright. It's okay. You can look the other way, and we can try to understand. New York Times affect our man. Whether you're a mother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive. Staying alive. Everybody's in the breaking and everybody's singing. Yeah. Okay, so that mod's broken. It is broken. That's not going to be fun. Not going to lie. Confirm that that mod is broken. I'm going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, yeah. Do 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 do. A diddle do diddle do diddle do diddle do do. Yeah, tidy up mod's broken. Somebody help me, yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, it won't be broken for long, but that is a big oofers. That's one of my staple mods, to be honest. So let's see now. Yep, there we go. Somebody help me, yeah. Oh, also, look what I can do with Shift and B. So I added a new so I've got B for crafting and Shift B for building menu, which is honestly huge. I've been waiting for this forever. So you can now Shift and B to open up the building menu. You have to manually set the binding for the build menu, which I did. So, and you can now use modifiers, which is ultimately huge, but also going to create problems with various different things. I saw you just cocaine on a night out. Oh, also mannequins, by the way. Mannequins are now a thing, apparently. So we're gonna have a look at a mannequin. So can we make a mannequin? We can't make a mannequin. Okay, but we should be able to pick up mannequins. So apparently you can use mannequins to equip and unequip armor. Or swap armor. So how about that? But it's fine now. Then he probably knock his lights out. Gets a little messy in heaven. Gets a little messy in heaven. On a night out. Eyes wide open, dilating, but it's fine now. And if he's about town, then he probably knock his lights out. Gets a little messy in heaven. It gets a little messy in heaven. So, let's go and confirm, or deny, fishing. Chat? June. Only 1 hour. Damn. Did you see that? Not enough room? Look at that. Not enough room. Excellent feedback. Excellent feedback. Can I put this? Can I destroy the socks? Ooh, socks. Nice. 7.5 minutes. Noted. Noted. Right, craft in both hands. Grab some rodent meat. Add the bait. Equip in both hands again. Check the time. We good. Right. Find this. There we go. Here it comes. You ready for this fish? You ready for this fish? Let's see. 14! Woo! Let's have a look. 27 centimeters. 41! Ooh! Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's slice that shit up. It's about blinking time, champ. Let's add some fresh fillets. About bloody time. Look at that. Boom. Another big haul. Ready? Milk Honey, hello there. Good morning. Milk Honey, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the precinct. I forgot to follow for Crystalina Raid. I thought I did. My bad. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you coming back. Really do. She's so chill. How am I doing? I'm doing alright, actually. I'm doing alright. Not too bad. These are still slightly too small for slicing, but we got one, so that's pretty good. We're out of the time now, though, so we after this one we'll stop. We could cook this. How are you doing, Milk Honey? Very handsome, by the way. You're far too kind, but thank you. I don't believe you. Nope, that's it. It's done. Oh, wait, what? we must have accidentally pulled a plastic bottle. That's funny. I'm gonna do this one because this is a fat bubble. You are? Thank you, Milk. At least it was a fat bubble before I got my little grubby little lure on it. Let's see if it works, because we are in pretty bad weather at the moment. Oh, tiddler. An ickle tiddler. A tickle tiddler. Do-doom. Do-doom. Doom, 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 doom. Bop, bop, ba-da. Ba-da. Da-no. Dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dun, 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 dun. I heard bubbles now stay more consistently and don't disappear randomly. That'd be nice. That would be very nice if it did that, yes. I don't know if that's true, but hopefully true. Hopefully true. But the fish do look to be a little bit more, appealing. So nice. Look at that chonker. Big in Japan tonight. Big in Japan. All right. Naturally, it's not just the hunger value we're looking for, but also the it's also the this we're looking for too. Da 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 da. Look at all my friends. Look at all them rabbits. Oh, by the way, this is awesome. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? So cool. You can see all the custom named animals on the area. So if I want to go to number 4 now, I can be like, where's number 4? There he is. Hi, number 4. And also, I can do this. Finally. And then I can do this. Oh, baby! Look at that baby! Oh! And we get this as well, which is so good. It's so good, guys. Oh, but there it is. So he drops the bones on the floor. Okay, noted. You still drop the bones on the floor, even though you butcher them in your hand. That is so good, though. That is so good. Look at that. Oh, that is so good. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. Big in Japan. Alright, big the last one by your side. Last tree branch. Big in Japan, alright, but you have to by your side. And it real big in Japan. Oh, look at all this. I gotta fix this box. This box has got far too many things in it. We don't need all those things. I'll tell you the funniest thing. The funniest thing is coming over to the drying rack and going, what? Or coming over to this drying rack and being like, what? I'm gonna stand there for 10,000 minutes? Imagine. Imagine. The hole in the heart goes around and around. The head of the night. There's a wrong and a right. The roll in the heart goes around and around. Head of the night. Wrong and a right. It was around and around. Dead of the night. Just get another box. Wait, what do we, what? Let's get another box. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, yes, but also no. Hi Yuri, you recently deleted 3,365 files from your Dropbox account. If you want these files back, you can still restore them and until... What did I delete from Dropbox? What files did I delete from Dropbox? Oh yeah, it was my old gaming files, my old Oni files, yeah. 2.1 gig of Oni saves that are in the cloud, like. Right. Don't click a link. Oh no, because I'm not clicking any links. Don't worry. No. I wouldn't do that anyway. It is a legitimate email though. Goes around and around. There's a wrong and a right. I do need to get more boxes for storage though. Is that a water? Is that a bloody cooler? Go on then. I'm a sucker for RP items. Steel sheet. Go on then. That's not an RP item, but still. Right, here we go. Manifest, chat. Manifest. Manifest it. Bug-in tongs. I ain't picking up the tongs. I don't need them. I got proper tongs. Second chance. I just wanted a chance to use a hype train emote. Wait, is that a hype train emote? Red card? Is that what that is? I thought he was wiping his brow, but yeah, I can see the red card now. Colorblindness for the win. I am the drumless soldier. No, bassless, drumless. Which one was it? I can't remember. All right, here we go. Ready? Oh, fine. Scrap. Oh. Generator. Got a generator. Brain power. Generator. Connecting machines. It is, isn't it awesome? It's a very cute emote. Where did you earn that? I'm not sure I've seen one as cool in our did you really? Oh, you lucky sausage. Ah! Kentucky Farmer 93, hold. Kentucky Farmer 93. Ah! Mildew cure, chat. Mildew cure. Do I want the newspaper? Do I want to collect the newspaper? Go on then. It's doing it on purpose because it knows that I'm such a hoarder. Bloody game knows me too well. Wait a minute, do I have that one too? Ah! Woohoo! I got it too! I didn't know I had it. I always show off my my hype train emotes. Why have I not seen my hype train? Why have I not seen that hype train emote? Yippee! I don't need another umbrella, thank you. Or maybe I do. No, I don't. Not afraid to take a stand, everybody. Come take my hand. We want this road together. Red car posse. Fuck yeah, dude. So what are you doing next week, Teach? Is that crayons? Ah! Ah! Our first bullet! Our first bullets! Bullets! Not the 9mm, the 5.56mm bullets. Ah. Bullets! Do next week working. Boo. Huh. Dog food in a teacup. Counting down days to the holidays. I'm not afraid to take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand through the wall. When I know, no man, not alone. I mean, if you feel like you've been up the same road. So many of these that's tempting me to pick them up. We should oh, I did that. I did it again. We should bring we should wake Vic up. We should wake Vic up. And see how his fishing fares with the latest update. Is that another toolbox? That's the second toolbox today? Well, really want to pick that up? Go on then. I'm a sucker for storage. Counting down days to the next... When is the next holiday, dude? Everybody, come take my hand. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at all the bloomin'... Look at all this stuff. Bring set it up and bring set it down. Bring set it up and bring set it down. Old man Jude is dead and gone. Left him in a rib alone. Off to Flamingo Land, not next week, but the week after. Family caravan holiday should be a belter. Flamingo Land. Elaborate. Expand. Old man Good is dead and gone. Big holiday amusement park. Oh wow, where's that to then? That sounds phenomenal. Look at them. Look at them. They're everywhere. I'm not getting another handbag. I already have one handbag. I'll have one bag of well, no, I'm not getting a handbag. Yorkshire. Surprised you ain't heard of it, honestly. It's in Yorkshire? I have not heard of it. Fascinating. A fork can be smelted. Glue can be used. Although, isn't glue just used for repairing? So maybe I don't need to pick as much of it up. Also, how many freezers are in this shop? There's one there. What's the space on this freezer? 39. Is it a double? Is it a double freezer? Oh, it's a double freezer. So that's space for almost 40, almost 80 space in a freezer. And there should be ones over here. Let's have a look. These. Are these freezers or just fridges? These are freezers and fridges. So that's huge. So that's 26 per. 26 per. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Can we pick them up? Too heavy for item. Too heavy for inventory. Encumbered. Okay, no, that's okay. We'd have to come here, not holding anything, which is fine. But that's good as long as I can pick them up. So that means we do have freezers for days. In that case, which makes me very happy. Woohoo! Woohoo! Have you've I'm guessing you've been before? Ooh. Ooh. Zoo, theme park, holiday resort, the works, driving down, slamming in a holiday home for a week. Gonna be fun. Oh, dude, that sounds amazing. I have a fucking fantastic time. I look forward to the day when Kira and I can afford to go with Miniman to have a holiday. I haven't actually had a holiday in, well, since I went to TwitchCon in 2022, and that was alone, and it was a great time, but I missed my family, and I wish they could have been with me, you know. But Isaac was too young. We didn't have enough money, so it'd be nice to go on an actual family holiday, though. It's gonna be so good. You know, leave everything behind kind of thing, you know? Just put the tech aside and just enjoy time together. There's so many distractions here. You know? Phone, laptop, game. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my comforts. I love my creature comforts. But it is a distraction to real life, you know? Believer. Believer. One of our first major family holidays, honestly, where we've had the time and the finances to do it. Fuck yeah, dude. That's the shizzle. Did he just say fire in the flames, chat? Ooh, ooh. It rained down like... Playing. There we go. Now we're on the uptick. a serious uptick now. Oh, okay, smoky eggs and bakey. I don't think picking these up is going to work, is it? Holy shit. Thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to log out, log in, and see if it'll work. I'll need a fucking name for my next Rat Race character. Hit me with the most diabolical stuff you can think of. A fucking name? Um... First name Gina. Last name Rattison. Or Ratison. Yeah. As in Generatison. Generator soon. Generator soon. Alright, let's see. Oh, hang on. Let's delete this. Come here. Come here. What the? Oh, yeah. Oh, drop it quickly. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Take it. Place it. And see if it works. Did it work? Yay! It works! Woohoo! Alright, we don't need to build a new one. We don't need to build a new one. Alright, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So that means the small drying rack must work the same way. Yay! Woohoo! I wish it would put my... I wish it would leave them where I put them. It's the most frustrating thing. Why haven't they fixed that, by the way? They're fiddling with the UI, but why haven't they fixed saving the window position? It's got to be one of the most simplest... It's got to be one of the most simplest things ever. I don't know, man. Jenna Radisson. Yes, Jenna Radisson. Generator soon. I come up with my favorite Gorillaz song. You like that? The more where that came from. Do 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 do. It's 18. It's minus. Is it minus 18? Yeah, it's minus 18 out there. Ooh wee, chat. Ooh wee. Right, are we wearing our long sleeve t-shirt? We are. Let's get our crafted denim shirt on. There we go. Oh, where's the end? Makes sense. Never be friends. Oh. Oh. That's unusual. Have we got friends outside? That's the first time that's happened in a while. And I don't even need your love. You treat me like a stranger and it feels so rough. No, we don't have any friends. Okay. Well, looks like we just need a little run around. Get to sleep. I don't want to take a sleeping pill. If I can help it. Body. Devs be like, I want to make a game. Should take 3 years. I want to say the winner position. I'm going to need £3 million and a team of 50 people. 20 years. Is a dev. Listen, Linda. Okay. You know me, Peter. Well, you might know me. But I don't generally complain about stuff, right? I'm not a critical person. But my games have to be fun. And when the fun starts to be removed or from the game in favor of other things, and when sweeping changes to a system that wasn't broken without the testing, or without seemingly in situ testing, it frustrates me a little bit. But when there's a small bug, I would like, if I okay, so when I run teams of people, when I've run teams of people in the past, I've run IT tech support, and what I do is I make sure I have at least 1 or 2 people on the quick wins that have ownership of the quick wins. So the little shitty things that are causing pain for a lot of people, right? The little things, the bugs, the issues, the password can't log in stuff, I make sure that I have at least one person taking ownership of those tasks, and if needing, escalate where necessary, right? At least eyes on. And you can't tell me that it takes one person longer than a few hours. It's going to take one person longer than a few hours to get in and fix that issue. And lots of people would then be happy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Changes to the systems that ain't broken smacks of no in-house playtesting. Yeah, That's one of the things that bothers me as well. And satellite development teams with little focused direction, everyone do their own thing with no one steering the ship. Make game go. We can see the vision, right? I can see the vision. I can almost taste the vision, right? I can almost taste it, right? And I love where it's going. I love it. I love the systems they're adding in. I love this new system. I love this new system. But it was unnecessary, in my opinion. Because we have a system that does this. It's called a campfire. The cooking system. All they needed to do was sub-tier the cooking system into a drying system. And then you just drop your barley and your plant and your wheat and all that, and then it just dries. Boom! It turns into dried wheat. It might take X amount of time, but it would have just been easy. It would have been easy. But I do like the idea. And it does, like I say, it opens the door for other things. But what they need to do, they need to remove this. They need to remove this and replace it with a stacked system. So this needs to become a scrollable list of items that look like this. So basically, so you add one, you add a wheat, boom. And when you add the wheat and you click craft, boom, it puts it in here. Progress and time left and status, like, you know, like temperature. And it just adds something like this here with the values on it there. And then you just click, you click another one, craft, add, and boom, you get another one in the list. And boom, you get another one in the list. And boom, you get another. And if you want to, you can add a maximum. You can add a maximum if you want to. No problem adding a maximum, like say 20, maybe 40 maximum items in the in the drying rack, but they need to do away with that. They need to do away with that. And then just give it its own little inventory. Just give the drying rack its own little inventory where the dried items are deposited after drying. Don't worry about me taking it all out of the inventory. Just give it its own little inventory. Just give it an inventory that can be, that the items just pop into once they're done. Easy. Easy. And that way then it can be used, the drying rack could be used for crafting from as well. So you could, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's that synergy. We're looking at synergy. We're looking at quality of life, you know? Again, it makes me wonder who comes up with the ideas and then who puts the plans into place and then who storyboards it, or somebody just goes, make drying rack go. Because gamers, it's like doctors make the worst patients, right? But gamers make the best creators. So if you have in-house, you have your team playing the game, I can't see why they wouldn't come up with these solutions or these ideas. There must be people that are coming up with these ideas. And are they getting shot down? Or are there just nobody coming up with these ideas? I can't be the first to say in-house that system doesn't work. It's not fun. And it's broken. Right? In comparison to what we had, comparison to where we're going, you know? Like the one taking all these, wait a minute, I always keep someone on nothing but bug fixes to make sure the quality is assured. Yeah, exactly, Peter, yeah. Like the one taking all these ideas from the satellite devs is just a yes man thinking all their ideas are good vibes without looking at the bigger picture. Oh, an automated drying system, cool, let's put it in. But no one asked, how does this impact player experience? How does this interact with our spoilage system? Things, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. There's no, What's the thing when you add risk analysis and impact analysis? What's it called? Risk and impact analysis. Is it rain or something? Or like there's a word for it. Like when you add a feature, like change management, but there's a portion of change management that's like a risk and impact analysis. You know? If outside is cold enough to prevent drying, it's cold enough to preserve food. Oh, well, you see. You see. Do you know what? I'm going to write that in. I'm going to type that in. That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing, actually. Wait a minute. Yeah, hang on. Let me copy my pasted photo. Wait a second. Hang on. Copy image. I'm gonna put that in. We're gonna set the catabugs to pigeons now. We're gonna set the catabugs to pigeons. Oh. Does that not work? Okay. No way. Oh, I can't paste it. Oh, 1 second, chat. 1 second. 1 second. All right, sorry about that, guys. Right, what were we saying? It's all around fishbone diagrams and the 5 lovely questions that should be asked in any project development. Stibius friend. I also could be thinking of impact analysis. Impact analysis, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Right, let me hang on a minute. Right. No, it doesn't work. Regarding the drying racks, if temperature frozen is enough to prevent drying, then it's enough to prevent rotting. To prevent spoiling. There we go. I put it in. I did it. I mean, it's true, though. If you're going to add mechanics in the game, make them consistent. Consistency, people. Consistency. Because if there's a temperature interaction between for this section, then it should have and no impact on this section. It's like, well, you know, just take it away from this section. Game should be fun, not real life. I love immersion, but it has to be consistent. You know? Anyway. Enough moaning in the Discord. Go. Right. It's 4:40 and we're still stressed. Interesting. Why are we so tense? Good morning, Mind Freak, though. How you doing, man? I didn't say good morning earlier. I'm sorry. You right? How you doing, bud? Outside. I wonder if anybody else has complained. Tidy. If you can't wait here, replace is fireplace menu to is camping menu. Ah, that's why. Interesting. Yeah, Pepel is always on the ball, so it shouldn't be long. They're always on the ball. But I'm, you know, look, I'm happy, man. I'm a happy man. You know, I'm not, hell, the game's still a great game, you know? I've got nothing but love and admiration for this game. I just hope it doesn't turn into some other situations that we've recently discovered. Namely 7 days. Apparently 7 days is kind of the fun pimps kind of like the fun police at the moment. They've removed a lot from the base game, turning it from a survival crafter to a more run and gun RPG, which is sad in a way, because the game that I remember back in Alpha 18, I think, was definitely peak 7 days. You could have your own, you could create your, you could have your own look. You had clothing and different clothing, and you had different clothing attributes. It was basically like Project Zomboid in 3D for the most part. Project Zomboid meets Minecraft is what I would put it as. In order to go into the different zones, you needed the different clothing and the different thing. Now you get biome badges, which is a really weird thing, and you're stagnate. The progress is no longer open world. It's it partially open world, but it's disappointing to see features removed from a game that worked and then mechanics shoehorned back in to fix a problem that only existed because a feature was removed. For instance, there was the water mechanic. You used to have to boil murky water to get clean water, and then you could reuse the jars to boil more murky water. You know, you drink water, and then you could boil. You could use those jars, the empty jars that you got from drinking water, to go and boil more water. Now, you don't. You use rain collectors, moisture collectors to collect drinkable water, and you magically get magical jars, and those jars magically get eaten. So it's like they took away a survival mechanic from a survival game, put a new mechanic in, and had to shoehorn back in the item that they removed in order to make the water. It was like it's kind of a make it make sense scenario, you know. Again, it's one of those things where, you know, are they playing their game? Why are they taking features? Why are they taking features away? Why are they removing the fun from the game? Yeah, a lot of changes. You know, a lot of unnecessary changes to games happen, and I wonder why. What I don't like is when developers remove content and remove mechanics from their game. I don't like that. I don't like that. You know? Quality of life? Yes. But the reason we play survival craft... The reason survival crafting players play survival crafting games isn't because we want an easy time. Right? It's not because we want an easy game to play. You know? I'm not playing Project Zomboid because I want to kill zombies. That's not why I play Project Zomboid. The zombie killing, the zomboid killing is a portion of the game, and it's also a byproduct of the world that I'm in, right? Of the world that I've been placed in. I play a survival crafting game to immerse myself in the survival crafting mechanics. And to have fun with those mechanics. The survival crafting mechanics have to be fun for me to enjoy the process. Right? They have to be fun for me to enjoy the process. It can be laborious to some degree, depending on the rewards I get for my labor. Right? If I'm putting in hundreds of hours into a particular portion, but I'm only getting one, you know, if I'm using 100 spoons and I'm only getting one spoon back for my efforts, that's not a good transactional interaction between the system. I need to be putting 50 spoons in and getting at least 50 spoons back. Let's put it that way, right? If I'm putting 50 spoons of my energy into the game, I need to be getting 50 spoons back for my energy efforts. Ideally more, because then you offset the spoons with additional, because I want to then have additional spoons to go and do other tasks, to start other tasks, so that I can then do more tasks. And I think that's a good way of putting it. The game needs to give you back more spoons than you put into it for it to be fun and exciting and to have longevity, right? If the game no longer gives you spoons back for your input, then it's lost. For example, Satisfactory, phenomenal game, amazing game. In certain circumstances, namely with logistics, the game at some point, the spoons you put in for me, doesn't give you the spoons back. And once you run out of spoons, that's it. Right? I think that's the way I would describe a survivor crafting game. Spoons in should equal, if not more spoons out. That's current way how most game world works. Make a unique mechanic, pull in people, take the mechanic, or put it behind a paywall. Well, that too is a little leaves a nasty taste in the mouth in terms of talking about 7 days. They actually added into the game suits, and then they took the suit away and put it into DLC, payable DLC, which was... It's a little gross. It's a little gross. Station E is the first time you see a plant grow or our atmospherics is able to pressurize the room and you can remove your helmet. It's such a satisfying moment because of the work required and the reward. But that's it, right? That's what I'm saying. You know? There needs to be... The reward needs to be greater than the input. It needs to equal or be greater than the input. For sure. Remember a nice game, Blade and Soul. Amazing MMO skill tree system. Difficult to learn, but very rewarding. Then they took it out, made it linear, so no unique ways of combat. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think a similar thing has happened with World of Warcraft, right? The cookie cutter tree and all that kind of stuff, and then they add in a new system of like once they'd simplified the skill trees, you know, you literally pick whether you want to be a tank healer or a damage, and then you have like the unique the unique expansion based tree. Like you had a weapon that gave you certain fun abilities and stuff like that. Like I'm all for listen, a game's got to be fun. A game's got to be fun. Simple. A game has got to be fun. It's as simple as that, really. Right? It's as simple as that. And you know, a game can be laborious and fun. Oh. Yeah, a game can be laborious and fun. A game can be grindy and fun. But like I say, the grind that you put in needs to equal the rewards that you get out. Otherwise, you lose spoons and that's it, you're done. The game no longer becomes fun. It becomes just laborious. You know, the game should be fun. What a wild concept. Get out of here with your outlandish notions. It does feel like that sometimes. No, like, listen. Project Zomboid is fun through and through. What we're doing here, what we have here is failure to communicate. No, what we have at the moment is we're on an unstable build. Things are changing all the time, and that's fine, right? We have to accept that. We have to deal with that. That's why I'm trying to overcome in my mind and not be so, you know, I'm not critical person anyway. But when it modifies my gameplay to the point at which it triggers my ADHD, I get huge anxiety with this stuff like that, because, you know, this is something that I put a lot of time and effort into from a content perspective and from a time perspective. And I don't, you know, I don't want to lose that, you know? But ultimately, like I say, Project Zomboid is fun through and through. Without a doubt. And it is going to be, and I believe that the end location that we're going to for this game is going to be a phenomenal one, because it always is. It always gets better. I haven't seen Zomboid, I haven't seen Indie fail to deliver on improving, and they do listen. They do listen. They do listen. Game design has become very formulaic. Games are now very meh. What were intended for the... Wait, I liked game back in the days where you were getting something from all sources, levels, equipment, skills, quests, and all build a fun wheel character that could sneeze fireballs and fart poison darts. I mean... I mean, I've never seen a game like that, but yeah. Hey, witchy woman. Cheers. We could eat a few more voices about it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Project Zomboid is fun, chat.
Yes, every day
Project Zomboid is fun.
Manifest your fun.
Manifest your fest. Twitch on YouTube. Well,
Manifest your fun.
Yes, manifest. Much happiness was had. Manifest your happiness. Manifest. We just have to do that we just have to do that once every stream now, and then you just clip it again and play it back again, and we'll do it once every stream. And we'll just keep the clipception going. Every time I play Zomboid, we'll just have one clipception about manifesting your destiny and manifesting your fun. But, you know, as much as I'm in a mood about this whole thing, please don't get me wrong. I am still loving the game. You know? Still loving the game. And now I have rabbit and fish to eat. Happy days. That means there's a market for a game where you sneeze fireballs and fire poison darts. Quick, apply the formula. The thing is, though, have you seen, like, Grounded? That's an awesome bloody game. Grounded 1! Oh my god, the content in Grounded 1! Absolutely incredible. And the QOL. So, Grounded 1, right now, I think there's about 15 different armor sets. Something silly. There's so many armor sets with so many different bonuses. Right? So many different things. You can mix and match if you want to, but the bonus set, you get a bonus if you wear the whole set. And what did they do? What did they do? Instead of reducing the number of armor sets to make it easier, and instead of consolidating all armor sets, they went a step further. They kept all their armor sets, and they created mannequins that you could put into different poses, and the mannequins had space for the armor sets, the armor pieces. So you could put the mannequins, on the mannequins, you could put an armor set, and you could have 15 mannequins with armor sets, and different configurations of armor if you wanted to. And then all you do, you walk over to a mannequin, you press and hold the E button, boom. I now have my new armor set to go do what I want to do. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of update. That's the kind of quality of life you need. It's not there are so many armor sets, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, okay, we'll reduce the armor sets from 15 to 3. No. We'll give you a way of just instantly switching out your armor sets. Not only that, it gives you a way to display all the cool armor sets. Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Like a way to display displaying your armor is amazing in any game. Yeah. A way to display the sets. Amazing. And you can set poses on the dummies as well, which is even better. Even better. You know? But that's what I'm saying is that you don't take away from your game, you add to it. And you add ways to relieve the pains of if there's too much content, find a way that relieves the pain of having too much content and allows you to organize that content and allows you to still participate in the content without removing the content. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm very passionate about not removing good mechanics and good content from games. You know? But also, be consistent. If you're going to add new mechanics and add new ways of doing things, be consistent across the board as well. You know? if you're going to add crafting mechanics and add this and add that, be consistent with the crafting mechanics in the way you do it. For instance, we've got a crafting window. Fucking awesome. We've got various different workstations. Awesome. We can also use the right-click crafting menu. Awesome. But they need to be consistent. Right? There needs to be a consistency. It's not one thing for one thing for the other, flip back to that thing. Either you can do everything through everything through the context menu and through the crafting window, or you have specific mechanics that are available through the context menu and specific ways of doing things through the crafting system, through the crafting interface. And there's a purpose behind it, why they exist on only that and only that. There has to be purpose with it as well, you know? I don't know. And like I say, I'm just spitballing. I'm just sounding off. I'm not complaining, because like I said, I wouldn't be playing if the game wasn't fun. Right? If I wasn't enjoying Project Zomboid, I wouldn't be playing. I will say that Rat Race makes the game, for me, it makes the game far more enjoyable than anything else. You know, and some of the challenge mods, sorry. And I've now discovered that there are map mods as well for Build 42, which are awesome. There's an island mod, which looks great for doing wilderness runs. I think it was Pickamy that introduced me to that. You know, I'm not a whiner, and I'm not a moaner, and I don't really do a lot of critical analysis when it comes to gaming. Manifest! Manifest! Boo. I mean, we are in the fog as well, so... No manifesting here. Don't you dare manifest over my yard. Huh. Gravy mix? I'm sorry, what? Oh, it's an item. It's an item, not a book. Gravy mix? Now that the clip's done, good afternoon, Yuri. How did you do it, Greg? Nice, man. Good afternoon, Yuri and Chad. Good afternoon, Gregulus, you beautiful human. I was planning to shelve the PC after 800 hours, and then I got into Rat Race. Soon gonna hit 1K. Dude, I started Rat Race on 868 hours. I am now happy to say that I am 1,700 hours in and I have a renewed love for the game. It's very different from just looting houses and never running out of food and weapons. But that's my point. This is my point. I think that the apocalypse mode is the old mode, is the gateway into playing Zomboid, and the way that Zomboid should be played, not the way it should be played, but the way it should be balanced is something similar to Rat Race, right? Where loot is non-existent. mostly, right? That's my thing. I think that the game should be balanced towards the wilderness survival. If you're going to have all these crafting routes, it has to be we drop you in, there's no loot, and you have to survive, and you have to be able to get to level 10 of every skill without looting a house. And you have to be able to experience all the content in the game that's available, buildables and craftables and, things like that, without going into an urban city. So I should be able to make and create towards the end of my game, I should be able to make an electric stove. I should be able to craft a generator. I should be able to make fuel. I should be able to make bullets. I should be able to do everything that exists in the game, that is available in the game. A character should be able to do and achieve at the end of the game without looking at the wonderfully crafted map. It should be something that is, in my opinion, that's how I envisage it, right? I think having too much loot is good for multiplayer, but for solo worlds, pure wilderness it is, yeah. But I think that the game should be balanced towards the pure wilderness, so that we can see where are the flaws in the crafting system. Where are not the flaws, but where are the barriers in the crafting system? At the moment, they're kind of balancing it quite nicely, and they've got a lot of synergies across a lot of the skills, which I really like. The recent change to having to have an actual hook to make the butcher's hook is great, because it pushes you towards getting into your metalworking in order to get into your butchering, in order to get into your higher level metalworking, right? Because some people find it hard to start the journey as well. And now you need to start the journey in metalworking in order to start the journey in order to continue your journey in metalworking, because you need the butcher's hook to get the leather, to get the bellows, to get the higher tier furnace, to get all of your in-game items, essentially, right? Because metalworking pretty much gives you access to every single item in the game. You can make saws, you can make axes, you can make scythes, you can make all the tools and all the weapons, melee wise, right? And I think it's great. I think synergy is a big must when you're talking about so many skills and so many crafting recipes. You have to have synergies across the board to encourage leveling up as a sort of a much more what's the word? Not scalable, but like not a linear process, but yeah, you sort of you have a tiered leveling system without there being a research tree, right? So you make your primitive forge to make your primitive hook, right? But also to make your nails before you get the hook, right? So you get your nails, you level up your carpentry, right? You get because you get to level 1 metalworking, you get your nails, you get your carpentry up and running, you get your carpentry to 3. By that point, you've got your metalworking to 2, hopefully, and then you can craft your hook. You use the hook to actually, what is the actual new recipe? Butcher's hook. Yeah, so you then use your nails and your hook and your plank, and you can use a stone hammer. You don't have to use a ball peen. You use your stone hammer to build your butcher's hook. You get your butcher's hook. You adhere. You hang it on the butcher's hook. You get your leather. You get your drying rack. You put your leather on your drying rack after you've done all the bits and pieces with it. You get a bellows. You make the next forge, so that you can cast an anvil. Because I don't think you can cast an. I don't think you can cast an anvil with I don't think you can cast the anvil. Oh, I thought this brought you to... Didn't this bring you to... Oh, no, it's recipes. Sorry. It's recipes. Forge, bucket, anvil. Can you cast the anvil with this? Yeah, so you need the simple furnace. So you've got the primitive, then you make the simple furnace, the simple furnace to cast your anvil, right? So that you can then make your advanced furnace. You know? Just like the change to the pottery wheel. Now you need napping to get into pottery to get into metalworking. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly, Reverick. I like synergy. I love synergy, and I think it's all for the greater good. Napping is fucking easy. Napping is easy. Right? Granted, if you don't take wilderness knowledge, you're going to have a hard time with all of your skills. Honestly. Wilderness knowledge is kind of a staple of any run that requires you to level from 0 to 10. You know? I think Ark had a good approach to optimizing their crafting. What pain points do the players have? Oh, okay, let's make... Let's make an add-on. Let's make a Dion that does that. A what? But I love that, you know? Because the pottery wheel now needs 2 stone wheels, one of each, right? You need a small stone wheel and a normal stone wheel. And a stone wheel requires masonry 1 and 2, right? Masonry 1 and 2 requires you to either get a club hammer or a sledgehammer, or you get your napping so that you can get a maul. Right? Get your napping to level 5. Get your stone maul head, which is easy. Easy. It's easy. I tell you now, if you push it, it's easy. If you focus on it, it's easy. As long as you've taken wilderness knowledge. If not, then you're having a bad time, but that's your fault. Wilderness knowledge, in my opinion, is a staple in any build I build. I can't do without it. I tried. It's just no. Thank you. I like my 1 maintenance, my 1 napping, my 1 foraging, and my... What's the other thing it gives you? Carving, yeah. And my 1 carving. Those are like so integral to starting out, in my opinion. But like I say, you get your stone napping, you get your maul, you level with the maul, you level your masonry. You can level masonry to 1. Once you've leveled masonry to 1, you can start on stone blocks. Like this. And you make stone blocks, because you need stone blocks. You get your masonry to 2. That means you get fire pits. That also means that you can make stone wheels now. You make your stone wheels, you make your pottery wheel. Happy days. It's like, synergies are absolutely phenomenal when it comes to such an advanced crafting system. And I love what they're doing with it. I love it. The synergies are an absolute necessity for building a good, solid, connected crafting system. You know? Make a dino that does that. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, yeah. Makes sense now. No wilderness knowledge makes napping a hell. Yes, because you ought to learn stuff very late. Yeah. It gives recipe, and that's stronger than any level bonus. It gives... Oh, yeah, the wilderness knowledge recipes? Yeah. 100%. 100%. I can't do a run without wilderness knowledge. I've tried. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. They do need to change the snare trap to a stick trap, though. They need to change the snare trap to a stick trap. You shouldn't have a snare trap as a wilderness. If you have carving, you should have stick trap, and stick trap doesn't require any trapping skill. So you can make your stick trap out of the box, and you can start your trapping journey as a wilderness. You know, you don't need to give a trapping level. You just need to give the stick trap so that you can start the trapping journey. You start the trapping journey with a stick trap. You're catching birds. Happy days. You catch birds up until level 1. level 1, maybe you might find the magazine. If not, level 2, I think it's auto learn for the snare trap. You know. But like I say, synergies are an absolute must when it comes to this advanced crafting system. Encouraging, or for all intents and purposes, forcing you into a crafting a skill, right? Forcing you into a skill to get to another skill that you want, I think is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Right? Because there's nothing better than an immersive crafting system that makes sense. The hook never, the butcher's hook never made sense when you had hooks in game, right? But I see why they did it, because they needed to make sure that they were, and again, it's something that they probably were working on, and they were thinking, right, how can we make sure that this is balanced now with the, you know, where are the barriers to metalworking? And there were no barriers to metalworking for all intents and purposes, right? There are still some barriers, but you can still make a lot of metalworking progress with just with just a stone hammer and simple wooden tongs. And simple wooden tongs are easy, especially with the erosion, because you get sticks upon you get branches upon branches upon branches, right? So you can make that, and because Dogbane is available now quite readily, you can make simple wooden tongs like they're coming out the wazoo. And because you can burn simple wooden tongs, you can burn them in the fires to keep you warm. You know, again, synergy. Everything is useful in some way, shape, or form. You know, damn it, you made me install Zombite again. Good. That's what influencers are supposed to do. Hello, Dane. How we doing? Synergies is good. Also, some weapons do have synergies, like spear turns into broken stick that technically counts in different fighting style. Yeah, yeah. But again, everything has a use down and down the tree, right? Everything should have a use, and everything should be recyclable in some way, in my opinion. You know? If I have a broken wooden stake, I should be able to burn it, and now I can. You didn't used to be able to. You know? If I'm going to break 20 simple wooden tongs, and I'm going to use all my tree branches and craft them all into wooden rods and then into tongs, I need to be able to burn my wooden tongs after the fact. And you can now. You know? One of us. One of us. But again, so many good things that they're doing for us, right? So many good things that they're doing for us. I didn't need to eat all that shit. Oh well. It's too late now. Freestyler. Rock the microphone. Straight from the top of my dome. Freestyler. Rock the microphone. With the freestyler. So it looks like the bounty. Oh, wait a minute. Oops. Swergin! Thank you for the support on YouTube, man. Appreciate it. How you doing? Rock the microphone. I think it'd be nice to have an end game of settlement where some trade routes appear if you manage to do a lot in whole Knox County. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. I mean, we don't know what the end game is yet. You know, they still need to add NPCs in, you know, so that's a thing. I mean, imagine the possibilities once NPCs are in. I mean, that's huge, you know? Could be a source of non-craftables. Yeah, that too. A trading system, yeah, would be amazing. You know, bandit systems as well. You know, tower defenses, all that jazz. You know, I mean, I'm up for all of that. You know? I'm not saying that Zomboid has to be a catch-all and a do-all, but it's going in the right direction, and it's already a phenomenally fun game. You know, especially with the fact that they have that mods are allowed and enabled and supported. You know, natively supported. Did you kill the NPCs? Well, they haven't officially added NPCs yet. Apparently there is some code in the game that has NPCs that's locked off, but there are mods that open up the NPC side of things, and yes, you can kill the NPCs. Yeah. There aren't NPCs in my game, and there aren't any NPCs in the base game. There are just Zoids. Potentially could have several ending types with how they've designed it. Yeah. You know, they could definitely add story modes. For sure. They could 100% add story mode. You know, and scenarios. They've already got scenarios. You know, scripted scenarios and such like that. I don't see anything wrong with them adding, you know, that down the line. Some sort of campaign, you know. But this is a survival craft. This is an open world survival crafter. So, you know, a sandbox survival crafter. So, the likelihood of a story-based game or some form of end game content isn't likely to be the priority, from what I understand. Because you make your own ending, right? That's the idea of it. With the sandbox. Multiplayer where you are against Zeds and other players. Bandits sound bad. Imagine your 5 in-game years fly away with a single bullet. Oh yeah, that would suck. You know, but again, sandbox, I can just disable it. You know? I can just disable bandits. What I'm saying is that, you know, they're gonna balance the game how they see fit in the end, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it. But what we can do is balance the sandbox settings that we play. I've no doubt once Build 42 becomes live out of Unstable, that we'll probably have to have a meeting and balance the and investigate. A picture of Kate! We got the picture of Kate! What? That's a rare find. We'll probably have to look at rebalancing some of the sandbox settings for Rat Race at some point. But that'll be a community effort, right? That'll be a community-based thing. Hanging to the Dead Darkest Day objective is to escape the city, but it was designed with that objective in mind. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What? Another satchel? Yeah, why not? One-night places, one-night places. What was Kate doing in Echo Creek? This isn't Echo, this is Rosewood, my brother. I mean, Kate's everywhere. She's having an affair, poor Bob. Is his name actually Bob? Kate and Bob. No. You made me doubt myself. Well, don't doubt yourself, TJ. You're better than that. Finding the source or mystery out, considering how deep that base goes, could be an ending part. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Kate and Bob. See, I told you don't doubt yourself. Way too much effort gone into mapping that, creating it to not. There's definitely something they have planned for that bunker. That's what I mean. You know, we could never know the final location, the final plan of the game. You know, that's why I'll always be a little bit less inclined to moan too much about changes that are made in an unstable branch that I have chosen to put my time into. You got to consider that for a minute, right? We can't shit on the work that they're doing at the moment because we've made the decision to play the game in an unstable branch, right? That's one of the most important things to remember. If you're if you're playing an early access or an unstable build, you need to accept responsibility for the risks that you're putting yourself under. It's like, you know, the sign on the car park, you know, we expect no responsibility for any loss of items when you park here. Indie Stone don't accept that, should not accept any responsibility for any loss of gameplay that you play when you're playing an unstable build. Natty Hashi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the precinct. In reality, we're doing the Q&A plasting today. Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm grateful that they do take on, they do listen to the community. They do take things on board, you know. They seem to. I just hope that they do take it all on board, you know? And play their damn game. Natty, hello. Lovely to have a new friend. That's a spoon. Get rid of that spoon. Can I smelt the spoon? Hang on. Can I smelt the spoon? Oh, yeah, we remove... Oh, that's right. That's right. Right. The simple furnace. I was going to wait until we get the large bellows, but I don't know if we can do that. Is it large leather drying rack? No, it's a medium leather drying rack. For it's the medium one for the years. We just need to find deer. Oh dear. Oh, the water's actually going up. Huh. How about that? There's walkie-talkie. Oh, there are new baby raccoons. I did wonder. Oh dear. They died. That winter wheat dead. I guess it was only a matter of time. There we go. B-E-A beautiful. Hey, friend. Oops. Ah. Oh, it's a doll. You. Oh, so cute. Another paint bucket. What color's that? Nothing wrong with pink paint, chat. Nothing wrong with pink paint. Tell you what, I'm loving this new strawberry and watermelon juice recently. It's cordial for those of you that are not in the UK. It's really nice. Cologne. I beg you, who? It was who? We have a book. We have a drawer. Fuck Off is the name of the band. Is that the name of... Was that the name of the band? No. Really? Honestly? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, fuck off! And then they come out on stage and there's no one in the audience. I cracked myself up. What a band name, man. What an anti-social band name. Right, we will be switching it up this afternoon. Once I get lunch, I will be switching it up. We'll be switching over to, I think, Grounded 2, I think. I don't know, I do want to try Star Rupture, but I'm not sure I'm not sure my brain's in it right now, given the fact that I've just overcome my anxieties about the recent update to Zomboid. I kind of want to put us on a you know, on something on a more relaxing foot, you know. Not a bad song. No, it was a good song. That's why I was surprised when I heard the band name. No, it's another small sheet. I mean, I can't complain. Is there a malus for foraging in general during winter? Or is it just the weather effect? I know there's a reduction on crops and certain foods and such, right? But is there a malus across the board for winter foraging? I seem to be able to... Almost there. Yeah, we're almost there. I think it's level 6, isn't it? No, yeah, it's level 6 nimble is the sweet spot. It's the same as... It's pretty much the same as walking at level 6. Lives. A yellow bulb, cool. Double kill, multi-kill. Cheeky little handful. Oh, and a bandana, nice. A do 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 do. Doom 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 doo doo doom doo 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 doo. Dun 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 dun. The only road that I have ever known. Oh man. Wasn't quick enough. Oh, there you go, cool. And I walk alone. It's a lot of Zeds. Yeah, maybe we ought not to be here. Because there's too many blind spots with these trees. I don't like the blind spots. Good morning, Azazu. How we doing? Right. I'm gonna put up Greg. Can you put up a poll, please? Star Rupture or Grounded 2? Or Grounded 1? No, Star Rupture or Grounded 2. There's no point to do Grounded 1. I'm playing Grounded 1 offline, so... Or off stream, should I say, so... Gamer Workshop, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the precinct. How you doing, Slacker? Good morrow, good sir. Better now I see your face. Ooh, you're so kind. You're so kind. That's a paring knife. So the reason I'm killing now is obviously to clear this area, but also because I would like to, you know, if I'm not getting the generator knowledge, a magazine anytime soon, I would like to build up enough XP for Electrical 3 as well. So that means either 1,050 watches or... Well, yeah, well, that's 1,050 watches. That's it. Yeah. Chat poll is up! Let's go! Unless if you find... Well, if I find a book, yeah, that'd be sick. I think it'd have to be an Electrical 2 book, though. So we get Electrical 1. We get Electrical 2. We'd get the Electrical 2 the regular way, and then we'd get the 300 XP bonus on Electrical 3 and 4, on levels 3 and 4, right? That would be the best course of thingy. Oh, hello, friend. You cheeky little sausage. Hey, hey. We're in pain, we're thirsty. Is this a foodie woody? Hell yeah, I do. Food, chat. Right, that's it. Poll complete? Okay. I'll check the poll, and we'll switch, and I'll go get food. Kira, are you there? Hello? Right there, what? I'll need to edit that one, and then we'll need to, I'll need to stick it in a, oh, look at that lot. Look at our friends down here. You know that lot? Do you know what that lot's from? That's from our horde management when we got this place from those alarms. That's what that is. Yeah, that's a fair few friends over there. That's clearable. That's doable. That's more than doable. That whole area. Right, let's get back here. I need to put an exclamation mark Kira command. All right. There we go. Right, what was the result then? What was the result? Because for YouTube, for the YouTube VOD, that is the end of our Project Zomboid stretch this morning. We will now be switching game, and I will tell you what game we're going to be switching to momentarily. Where is my creator dashboard? There it is. And the poll. View results. Star Rupture. Okay. Surprising. I mean, only 2 of you voted because you're all slackers. But but okay. All right. Let's switch to Star Rupture. Thank you, Greg. Right, I tell you what then. I tell you what. Do another poll. Oi! Slackers! Wake up! Do another poll while I'm away. And we'll see. We'll see what it is. Do another poll and we'll see what it is when I get back. I'll be right back, chat. Vote in the goddamn thing. Vote in the goddamn poll. I'll be right back. Are you trying to skew the results, Teach? Are you trying to skew the results? Grounded 2, huh? Grounded 2. All right, then. All right. All right. Arachnophobia. See ya.